yet another project rolls into the Auto Obsessive Garage. Let's check it out. Okay, don't quit on me now, guys. I know you're used to seeing much more vintagey stuff, my Isuzu Trooper 88, right off camera here, and that's my bread and butter, right? But sometimes I like to dabble in the modern. And even though this modern is, holy crap, almost 20 years old that you see behind me, it's a peach and it's worth going into. And I'm actually super excited about this project. So let me show it to you guys. This is our new 2008 new Acura TSX. The TSX is awesome. It's the Accord Euro R in some other markets, but in our market, this is what it is, Acura TSX. It's kind of a compact sedan and a junior executive sedan. I don't know if my title gets to change because I bought the car, but here's what it is. These are fantastic, and the reason why is because this has a K-Series engine in it. It's a 2.4 liter VTEC, just kicked in, 205 horsepower, pretty respectable, mated to what you want. And the hardest thing about buying one of these, getting that 6-speed manual, baby. So that has that going on. Black on black, looks great. Original paint, original interior, never modified. That's what I'm looking for. These things were pretty cool when they came out. And you know, the second gen, a little controversial in the looks department. Everybody says it's like a hawk face. I call it Optimus Prime because it really looks like his face covering. Maybe that'll catch on, the Optimus Prime grill. But anyway, this is where it's at. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the car, exterior, interior. Eventually we'll get it on the lift, we'll go underneath, and I'm gonna list all the issues with this car. I'm not gonna tell you the mileage just yet. Guess, if you wanna play along, put it in the comments before you do hit the interior tour where I do show you the mileage. But this is it, guys, our 2008 Acura TSX. Let's check it out. What's absolutely shocking on this car is that the paint is still there. This is original paint. If anyone knows and looks at this vintage of Honda, the clear coat quits about 5 minutes after you drive off the dealer lot. This one, still looking good, it's still original. Does that mean it's perfect? Far from it, my friends. It's got some character, let's just call it that. It's gonna need a pretty deep clean. I see a lot of gouges, scratches. This bumper took a good whack, as you can see right here. And you can see a little gap under the headlights. We're gonna have to rehang, figure out what's going on there. You know, some other little scrapey scrapes, the grille. Yeah, that's not good when the chrome breaks like that, shattered. There's a crack over here, so we're gonna replace that grille, because that grille is awesome. It's way better than the follow-up act, which had that Optimus Prime grille. Headlights definitely could use a scrub-a-dub. They're pretty gnarly. Hood, you got some pretty awesome rock chips. This is gonna happen, right? But I'm just glad it has clear coat on it still. Down the sides, pretty straight. You know, some scratches, dings. Paint looks pretty good. This is a pretty dirty car right now, so you gotta take that into account. Sunroof, obviously, roof looks good, no clear coat gone. The top 10 places clear coat goes is top 10. The top places are gonna be the roof, the trunk, the top of the bumpers, and then eventually the hood. And as you can see, none of that. The mirrors don't even have it. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, coming down here, tires. It has Uniroyal Tiger Paws, and you guys know how I feel about Tiger Paws. Big fan. But anyway, we're gonna get matching tires on this car. Obviously that's gonna be part of the thing. They're pretty old too. I think they were like 9-year-old Tiger Paws. And in the back, it does have some, God, what are these? I remember these being, I think they're Kumho's. Oh, Kelly tire. Maybe a step above, I don't know. Either way, coming down the side of the car, looking pretty good around the back here. You know, little stuff. You know, scratches, stuff like that. I've always loved the taillights. They have that kind of smoke look. Hard to pick up on camera. On these ones, TSX badge, Acura badge. God, it just looks good. These look good in black. You guys know me, I'm not really a black car kind of guy, but this little kind of sleek executive look, nice. We got the dual exhaust, looking great. I like how big those are from the factory, pretty impressive. But yeah, a good little key scratch there. We'll try to work him out. I think I can bring this paint, make it shiny. You got door dings on this side. I'll switch the angle here, you can kind of see those. So you're gonna get that, but overall, I'd give it high marks. Even given our little bumper we got to repair here, All cleaned up. This is gonna be a sharp looking car. So exterior wise, I think we're off to a good start. For whatever reason, I also failed to mention these factory fog lights are cracked on both sides. That one's cracked. This one over here actually has chunks missing, so I'm gonna try to source an OEM replacement pair and do that while I'm in here, since I gotta adjust this bumper anyway. But yeah, a little more damage on the front end. Kind of matches the grill and the bumper sag over here. So we'll take care of all that while we're beautifying this fine automobile. What should also be noted is the TSXs from this period didn't age so well in the interior. The seats tended to crack and separate and all that kind of fun stuff. But let's look around here, because this one is in exceptional shape. It actually has the original floor mats. You can see the TSX down there. And that's all the money right there, that 6-speed manual. Whoa. The Honda gods themselves have blessed this sedate little sedan with such a good gearbox. You got the nav screens. This is a pretty loaded one. And everything looks really cool. I always thought these interiors were really nice. Seats are very comfortable, really well bolstered. You get the Acura logo down there. It's kind of a premium feel in here. It's not bad at all. Headliner's not sagging. Sunroof, cool. Just cool looking, very, very cool. Still modern looking, contemporary interior. Back seats have pretty good space too. I mean, just check this out. You even get the Acura little step-in tray. Seats look good. Good condition seats. I love the perforated leather too. Heck yeah. Let's crawl in the driver's side here. Greeted with a little welcome sign there on the dash. It's kind of cool. Here we go. Steering wheel's really good, really sporty looking. I like the button placement right near your thumbs. This chrome not chrome, but the satin strip around is very cool. Again, very contemporary looking in here. It hasn't aged too bad at all. It's not cluttered. I think from this period, especially the mid-2000s, buttons were everywhere and you just get some storage. So you have a little slot there, you can store stuff, and all these function, which most of these are broken. Definitely not an ashtray, I've heard that. Super bright red to deter you from doing that. Cup holders, everything. I mean, just everything still works here. You got the dual armrest kind of sliding deal here. But that 6-speed manual, guys, let's just bring it into focus and just drink it in, drink it up. But the rest of the interior looking great. But yeah, sunroof, everything works, which is wild. What doesn't work, and let me kind of power on the car here and show you my infotainment screen. So key on, engine off. Boy, that didn't look too promising, and there you go. When it does come off, it even does different things, so yeah, that's the screen. So yeah, I think this thing died. Truth be told, this is gonna be a daily, and I'm gonna get an Android Auto, CarPlay, Apple CarPlay compatible system in here to make it modernized and really enjoy it. And I think that's really gonna kick this car off and make it the perfect daily. Nice and quiet in here too, good insulation. But I wanna show you guys something interesting. Look at the gauge cluster. Hey, it looks great. It still looks fantastic, super clear. But check this out in the odometer section. Yeah. We're about to hit 320,000 miles. Now, who guessed that? I want to hear who actually guessed that. Because based on the exterior and interior, yeah. There's no way you guessed that there were almost 320K miles on this car. I mean, just look around it. Absolutely well kept. This is only a 2-owner example. Both must have had mega commutes. The second owner put the bulk of the mileage on. But I mean, gosh, I've never seen one. Like, most of them aren't even in this good shape when they have 120K. So very happy about what we got here. Oh, this is gonna be a wonderful daily. Also, the car drives fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. This car shouldn't drive this nice. No issues at all. No check engine lights, no vibrations, nothing weird. Great car. But yep, that's the interior. All right, time to dig into this engine bay, guys. Here is the venerable K series, the 2.4 liter dual overhead cam VTEC engine. Great motor, but preventive maintenance time, we're gonna do the valve cover gasket, get in there, replace that. There's a bunch of other little gaskets that go around these bolts, and they're obviously around the spark plug tubes. Once we get this all open, we'll actually do the spark plugs. We're due for that. So we'll get those replaced at the same time. So a little bit of work getting done in here. Let's get our TSX up in the air and see what's going on underneath. Let's pop off these wheels and see what we're working with under here. Dang, brakes are actually looking pretty good. The pads look nice and meaty too. Huh, I wonder if someone's been in here recently. I mean, they felt great. Is this the first time I don't actually have to do pads? The 2 screws that hold the rotor on aren't even that bad, so what's happening here, car? This is weirding me out a little bit. But as of right now, I don't think I need to do brakes on this car yet. So far, so good. The 300,000+ mile car has been taken care of. Go figure. All right, let's crawl under the car and see what we're working with under there. And we are now under the TSX with 320,000 miles, and it's pretty damn nice under here. Obviously, California car its entire life, no rust or anything like that. I am seeing some fluid right here. You can see a little moist right through here. And that is because he did the clutch slave and master. So he said he spilt a lot of fluid. That looks exactly like hydraulic fluid, whether he used brake fluid or whatever this car calls for. But that's pretty fresh and it's coming right from the slave. So I want to make sure that it's not actively leaking, and that was from his spilling. So that's something to look into. You can see some old kind of stuff on the oil pan, nothing dripping down, some old crusty stuff here on the trans. And not a lot. And if you look back in this area, when I come over here, you can see it gets a little wet again. Down this back firewall, if you're looking up in here, and apologies, it's pretty dark, and when I shine an LED light, it just kind of goes crazy on the camera, but just take my word for it. Came down from the master, so he spilled some more brake fluid most likely down here. But overall, guys, we're looking at it. There's no leaks. There's nothing crazy going on. This is a... Wow, it looks so good under here for the mileage. Suspension bits, let's take a closer look and see if we see any issues on that. Now if we crawl under we're in the passenger wheel well, you can see this front bushing on the control arm is really torn. If you get in there, see that crack right there? That's a bad sign. The car doesn't feel that rough when you're driving down the highway, but there's a little bit of vibration, so yeah, stuff like that's gonna cause it. Looking in there, I don't see any other real glaring issues. Let's see, our sway bar end links are looking pretty decent. I mean, it's been upkept. The CV boots aren't torn, which is nice. It's been fairly upkept, I'd say. Inner steering bellow there, not torn. The shocks do look, I don't know if they're original. We can pull the label off, but there you can see the fluid, the shiny fluid, so I do have all that. It's not emergency. The car, like I said, the car doesn't crash. It doesn't feel too bad, but the shocks are definitely gone. So these upper control arms, besides being covered with spider webs, those bushings probably could use a refresh. So I bought an entire bushing kit for the car. We'll definitely be doing that at some point. But right now, just getting the car drivable. There's no alarming things on that suspension. So all these bushings, like on the lower control arm in the front there, these other bushings up here, and pretty much everything else, we'll go ahead and refresh just to make this car just that much perfect. Well, there we have it. That's our budget VTEC build for a daily application. And guys, that's gonna be our focus, is keeping this thing affordable, keeping it on the DIY level, nothing too crazy for maintenance stuff. And I'm really just trying to show you that you can source these cars out here, something that can be reliable, something that can serve as your daily, still be enthusiast focused, still have some, aspirations of performance, handling, all that good stuff. So I just want to show that that can be done on a budget. Obviously budgets vary, all of that good stuff, but I think this is a great example. With all that finance talk in the air, it's time to bust out our clipboard of financial doom and go through all the items we need to do on our Acura TSX. Let's see the damage. Mechanically, this car needs a valve cover gasket. There are some leaks around the valve cover that I saw on closer inspection. We're gonna go ahead and replace the spark plugs, get that old trans fluid swapped out, oil change, engine air filter. And that's how easy we're going here, guys. Obviously, in due time, I am gonna do all the suspension components, including all the struts and springs, and all the bushings, and all the other control arms, ball joints, all that kind of stuff. Just a general, complete overhaul of the suspension. On top of that, I'll do the brakes at that time, pads, rotors, fluid, goes with it. Exterior-wise, and this is where we're gonna spend a lot of time on this one, not necessary, truthfully, to get your daily running well, but I want a daily that still looks kind of good. I want to, I'm going to be driving around for work and other things. I want it to look somewhat presentable. Exterior-wise, we are going to take care of that sagging bumper on the passenger side. We're going to replace that cracked Acura grille. We're going to replace both the broken and cracked fog lights. We're going to polish the headlights, get that cloudy and yellowness out of there. We're going to restore the paint as best we can, probably a cut and polish at a minimum. We're and we're gonna restore the wheels. There's a bit of baked on brake dust there, as well as some just general curbing that we're gonna remedy. That should make the exterior of the car nice. Interior wise, pretty straightforward, just clean in detail. We're gonna go ahead and treat that leather with some conditioner and cleaning products just to keep it really good. It's amazing that this far in the game, the interior is still together, but I don't wanna be the owner that sees that fall apart. So we're gonna continue to maintain that, and a good leather treatment will do that. Big thing we gotta do is get rid of that nav screen. It's not working. I'm either gonna go with an aftermarket unit or source a used working OEM one. Gonna be probably a pretty big operation. I hate taking interiors apart, but I gotta have something there, and it is integral to the HVAC, so that's gonna be a factor. Also, cabin air filter, simple. So overall, guys, we don't really need to do too much to this car. I think it's a good example of a car that can be brought back to perfect condition, or closer to perfect condition with some routine maintenance and some love and care. So thanks for joining me on this one, guys. In the garage next time, we're gonna get our wrenches on this Acura and really start improving it, bringing it to that daily level, and make sure that VTEC exercises correctly and puts down all that wonderful, somewhat high revving horsepower in this application. But it's gonna be a great car. It's a good balance between daily usability and performance, I think. And that 6-speed manual just sweetens the deal. And mileage be damned, 320,000 miles, who cares? Look at this car. So until next time, guys, as always, take care. We'll catch you on the next one.